Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Tarot and Tea with me. This is the second edition of a show that's going to be rolling on and giving guidance, teaching, showing you and sharing ideas about the tarot and drinking copious amounts of tea. Today I'm drinking a Yorkshire tea. I may be trying experimenting with other teas over the series. Earl Grey, ooh, maybe even a fruit tea. But yeah, let's have a chat about tarot. Very many misconceptions about tarot, and even among the tarot community, no one can quite work out where it originated or what the tarot was originally used for. There are tales that it was from everything from Atlantis knowledge left over and discovered and concealed amongst cards, to Egyptian and Greek knowledge hidden and passed down over the generations, to the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life. All the major arcana connect to different levels on the Tree of Life, so the Tree of Life and the tarot is intrinsically linked. The thing is, the tarot works with all these things, and that's the amazing thing about it. Doesn't mean it necessarily was originally that, but who knows? It does really lend itself to many, many spiritual paths. So that begs the question, do you have to be spiritual or religious to use a tarot? No, not at all if you don't want to. It's a path of self-development, self-learning. And yes, it's a path of being able to discover information or more things about yourself and other people as well, and about your life path and your journey. It's amazing how it works. I've been using the tarot for many, many years, as I've mentioned. And sometimes things that come up, you just go logically in your head, you go, I don't know how I got that, but you know, I did. So the logic in some ways can be thrown out the window with the tarot. It's got its own amazing energy, and it's a journey and an exciting journey to walk down. It should be treated with respect, as should all things, but the tarot is something that is not going to be messed with. And if you start messing and asking ridiculous questions and taking the mick, you'll get taken the mick bad out of you. It will stop giving you the answers. The answers will get ridiculous. So like everything, if you approach the tarot with respect, deep breath, thinking through your questions, thinking through what you really do want to learn, then you'll get a lot from it, more than you possibly can imagine. Especially if you really come to the tarot with a well thought out desire to improve yourself or to help other people or to help, you know, move your life forward, then you get the truth, sometimes a harsh truth, but you get a lot of help as well. I'll do another show about phrasing your questions and how to ask the right questions to the cards. But yeah, as I was saying, if you approach the tarot with respect and with just some kind of dignity and give it some ritual and some space, you'll get some amazing results. So the tarot does cover many things. You don't have to be religious to, you know, the great thing, as I said, it can span all different spiritualities, and there's so many decks of cards out there now. There's decks for absolutely everything. You can get Star Wars. No, can you get Star Wars? I don't know if you can actually. Do tell me. But you know, I said Star Wars. You can get fairy decks. You can get amazing fantasy decks. You can get tree decks, crystal decks. You know, decks from all over the world, you know, and I have most of them. You know, I have many decks, and that's brilliant because it lends to so many things. Another story of how the tarot became what it is, it was a storytelling tool, and I can't deep down believe that it was just that, but you know, there's no mistaking, it is really positive and helpful for writer's block and for writing and for getting ideas and characters, and it does tell a story. When I do read to people, it really is telling a story of where they've been, where they are and where they're going, and maybe your character in your book could have that same thing. So even though, again, I don't deeply feel that was why this amazing wisdom was brought forward, but it's another part of it. The tarot is multifaceted. I need more tea, I can't speak. Multifaceted, and many threads that go deep within the soul and into really practical parts of life. So whether it is Kabbalah, Hermetica, you know, storytelling, or deep gypsy wisdom, or all of those things, which I like to think is a little bit of all of it, brought together, what the tarot is, that we can generally all agree on, is 78 cards. It's a wonderful book by Rachel Pollock called 78 Degrees of Wisdom, which I read when I was learning the cards. And also she's brought out more books since. Tarot Wisdom is another great one. What I would say, though, is save the books until after you've got a bit of a grounded knowledge deeply within yourself of what the cards mean for you. The books are amazing and beautiful and awesome, but I feel personally, learn the language of the cards, ask the cards, get the information from the cards, and then maybe get some more background, research, knowledge, experience from books. As I say, burn the book, and don't burn the books. I like books, don't burn them. But just don't try and look at the book every time for answers. Go a little bit more deeply into your own psychic development, and then maybe look at the books later when you've kind of got a bit more balance. So as I said, it's 78 cards. 22 of those is very special numbers. 22 of those are the major arcana, which are the big boys. The Fool, there we go, the Fool. The Fool's Journey is what the major arcana is often called. Now the Fool is number 0. I'm not going to go through the whole major arcana today. We're going to go through that over the series. It's too much awesome to fit into one little video. But the major arcana is the big stuff. It's the real mysteries, the real revelations, the deeper life path, soul journeys that you're going to go on. Yes, it contains cards that people get freaked out about, like the Death card and the Tower card, the Hanged Man. But these are all journeys of the soul undertakes and the person undertakes. And obviously I explained the misconceptions that the Tower and the Death card, yeah, they can mean big changes, but gosh, you know what, sometimes changes are really, really, really needed and necessary. So the Death card very rarely means physical death. It often means, as you probably know this, a situation where you're kind of clearing things back to the bones, clearing things away. So I'm not going to go into that all now. They're not to be feared. If you fear them, it's like fearing your own life and fearing your own path. They're not to be feared at all. No one likes it when the Tower comes up. You're not going to go, oh, I'll put my feet up today. But we often like the results after the Tower comes in, because all changes happen and we actually feel awesome again. So, yeah, this is a real big, beautiful, beautiful cards. Again, this is a Thoth deck, which I'll talk about more another time. 22 keys of wisdom here, 22 traits, archetypes, going from the Fool's journey through life, through maturity, through love, through separation, through loss, through rediscovering themselves again, through illusion, and to completion, basically, in a nutshell. Really the powerful stuff that we'll go into. And then the rest of the cards, the rest of the 56 keys of wisdom are the minor arcana. And they're more the everyday stuff, but still the important stuff that goes on. And they're separated into 4 sections, which I'll be talking about throughout the show. So the 4 sections are, we have air, represented by the Swords deck. So Swords, which to me is air and generally is accepted, though people have different ideas, but into air. So the Swords deck, air. The Wands deck, the Wands group, which is fire. And again, you can see that this artist here, the lovely Frida Harris, also thought it was fire. So the Wands group is fire, suit I should say. Water and cups. The cups suit is water again. We'll go through all of these in another day. I'm not bringing them all into one day, but I'm just explaining the makeup of a deck. And then finally the earth suit, which is sometimes called pentacles and sometimes called discs. So in each of these suits, you have an ace going towards a 10, and then you will have court cards. Sometimes there's a page or a princess, so there's page or princess. Then you have the prince or a knight, king and a queen. So you have 4, I can't even count them, definitely time for more tea, 4 court cards, which represent people in each suit. So you'll get 4 for earth, air, fire and water. Making maths, making more than first. I forgot my maths is terrible. I can't even spell today, so let's not go too far with the maths. So this is what basically makes up a tarot deck, which makes it the 78 degrees of wisdom, as Rachel Pollock calls it. And in the next few episodes of this show, what I'll be doing is looking more into the origins, but more into the elements of each suit. So we'll look at the fire, the wands, we'll look at the water and the cups, the air and the swords, the earth and the pentacles. And also we'll go through the major arcana, probably 1 card at a time, because there's so much myth, magic, symbolism, folklore and knowledge packed into each card. What I'll do for those ones is, I know I'm just using the the Thoth deck here, but for each of the major arcana ones, I'll get a selection of decks so you can witness the major arcana in different artworks, because they all differ, from the Rider-Waite to the Thoth to vampires and mermaids and all the other things that you get in tarot decks. So we'll have a look at all these different decks and compare them as well. So if you're interested in learning about tarot, if you would like to ask any questions about readings, about tarot, please do. I can do a tarot Q&A video as well. So send a message or put your questions down here. I'll collect them up and we can do a tarot Q&A as well in a week or so's time. Thank you for watching. Drink some nice tea. Don't forget, because I forgot to tell you this last time, not to tell you, I mean, I'm not ordering you, I'm politely requesting and asking that if you like the video, please subscribe to my lovely channel. It's got many videos on about Wicca, about witchcraft, paganism, trees, fairies, folklore, power animals, shamanism, all the good stuff. And subscribe, and yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts, and write your thoughts here or send me a message, and follow me on Twitter and Facebook and all that jazz. All the information should be below here. Thank you guys. See you next time. Bye.